Russian military, and today I will meet up with the tank commander and he will show us around.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. So I was at this Russian museum the other day and there were lots of tanks, so I'm quite curious how those things work.
I propose I show you first the tank as it is, then we'll go for a drive with the tank, and
Nice.
at the end show you the simulation systems. There you can see how the parts work together. How's that?
Sounds nice, let's do that.
Okay, we've got the Leopard 2A4. It is a main battle tank. We've got here two parts of the tank. We've got the hull and we've got the turret. The tank is manned by 4 people. We've got 1 in the hull. Here the driver's compartment. In the turret there are the other 3 tankers. One is the gunner. He's located more or less here. Then we've got the commander, he's up here, and on the other side we've got the loader. We'll see that further on. So I would say,
Let's step on it.
crawl in and take a seat.
Alright.
We will leave the hatch open.
Now what's pretty interesting to me is that the vision is not directly. There are those mirrors that I can show you guys. So that's how it looks when you sit inside a tank. Now here you have the acceleration pedal, you have lots of brakes and stuff, whatever this stuff is. And here is the vision. So when you're sitting here, you have one vision here to the left, and it's not a direct vision, there's a 45-degree mirror, so you can see outside what's outside the tank. So one view finder here, and here are the other 2. So you don't really see a lot, but the commander gives you all the commands, obviously, where to go, because he has a way bigger view system and he can observe what's going on. The driver basically just does what the commander says. Oh. Alright, now we're inside the tank. Alright, we're now inside the tank with the commander, and I'm on the position of the shooter.
Gunner.
So, of the gunner. Okay, it's called gunner, not shooter.
Yeah.
What is my task here?
Your task is to operate the main gun, 12 centimeters smoothbore gun. Therefore you've got the sights in front of you.
So, me as the gunner, what I'm doing the whole time is looking through this optic right here. And I'm getting the commands of the commander. He says where I should put the turret. So maybe he says 12 o'clock, then I can look here on this measurement device right here. It shows where the tank is basically, and also where the turret is looking at. So as you can see, there's like no space in this tank. It's pure functionality, no comfort at all. Okay, so as the commander, what are you doing here?
As the tank commander, of course, I'm commanding the tank. I tell the driver where he's going to via direction points. I give the gunner a first impression of our target. And of course, the loader is just doing his stuff. He loads the main gun and changes from main gun to machine gun if it's ordered.
It's pretty interesting because from video games you guys might know that you can just enter a tank yourself, one person, and you can drive around. So the reality looks completely different. You have a gunner, you have a driver, you have a loader, and you have a commander, so you need 4 people to operate the tank. And then the tank never goes alone, it's always at least 4 tanks, right? Okay, cool. I think we have the most important things here. Let's get out of this thing again. So I'm quite amazed that this tank can just run over everything, every terrain. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's the best cross-country vehicle you can find.
Yeah. All right. So can we have a look at the simulation systems?
Yes, of course. I would suggest we go inside and then I explain something to you.
Here we have a training device. It's not just a replica, right? It's the parts that are also in the tank. So it's a one-to-one.
It's a one-to-one. It's from the same company that built the tanks. It's from KMW, from Cross Mafia Wegmann.
Yeah.
And there are original spare parts everywhere. So it's just as you would sit in the turret. It's just the same.
Okay, so can you show me
Yes,
the task of the loader, how that works?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, it opens.
So,
I take a round.
yeah, here you have got here the lock. Then comes a little bit to you. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, then I drop it into the barrel.
Yeah, and then step back.
Yeah.
And then you say
Okay.
fire and it's
Confirmation button.
confirmation button. And then
And
normally you would hold here,
yeah.
close the hatch, of course,
Okay.
and hold here. So with the back
Yeah.
to the
Okay,
wall,
like this.
and like
Yeah.
this. And then the round goes. Fire.
Okay.
Attention. So that was the loader does.
So here you have the vision system. I can basically see where the bore is looking at, and my head gets stabilized through those ladder pieces because the tank is bumping around a lot while driving. Now that's a noise of the loading mechanism. And to shoot, I have to press those two buttons in the
And you always have to press this
Yeah.
safety.
to operate. Yeah. So can I shoot if I aim at the snake lines?
Yes.
Attention! Fire!
And right after the gunfight, the loader puts up the next round.
Yeah.
So you are able to do the next firefight in approximately 5 to 10 seconds.
All right, loader.
Here it comes.
He gave you a multi-purpose grenade,
Yeah.
so you can aim at infantry, light armed vehicles, or smaller armed tanks.
Okay, let's take another shot. Fire! Attention! Attention!
And here it comes.
Yeah, so that's the reticle. Here I can move with the joystick. So here we have one kind of round for the tank. So basically it hits the armor of the enemy tank, and through this huge amount of energy and the velocity of this heavy object, it pierces the round, and there's so much heat, so much physical heat, that it gets liquid, right?
Yeah.
And it like shoots through the armor of the enemy tank, and liquid metal comes into the inside of the tank of the enemy, and yeah, that's quite deadly, I guess. So what's also kind of interesting about the Leopard 2 is the field calibration device. Now the problem is that this whole cannon, it's pretty long and it's damn heavy, and if you shoot a projectile through it, it gets hot. So it might bend a little through gravity. Now the problem here is that the optic system and your scope, your crosses basically, are not aligned with the cannon anymore. So you have here a small mirror, and you can see if your crosshair is not aligned with the crosshair in the mirror, something is wrong. So you have to adjust it again to 0, that your shots are on point. Okay, so here we have another training device of the Leopard 2. They separated the hull from a turret from one of the tanks for training purposes. Now what's quite interesting here, you can see how thick the actual armor of the tank is. And it's not just one piece of metal, it's different layers. So this way, when the armor piercing round arrives, the arrow we've just seen, just that the kinetic energy gets eaten up way faster if it's different layers and not just one piece of metal. Now what you can also see here is that the side armor is way smaller than the front armor, and the reason for this is because you're usually facing your target, so in front you want to have more protection. What's also quite interesting is that the tank has lots of angles, it's not a simple block, and the reason for this is when the armor piercing round arrives from the front, for example, it just bends kind of off and it gets more or less a ricochet and it's not a direct hit anymore. So here we have again the smoke system. It's for several purposes. Basically, the job of this thing is to cover up the whole tank in a smoke wall. And the reason why the crew needs this is, for example, they're running out of ammo and they have to swap from one ammunition to the next one. It just gives them some time to be hidden in the smoke and to change ammunition. So here we have the ammunition compartment. Obviously, usually this part here is steel, not glass, but it just gives us better vision. And what's quite interesting about this thing is that if it gets hit, if it gets a direct hit by an error or a universal cartridge or something like this, it blasts off and the crew doesn't get killed even by the explosion of all those cartridges. Now the reason for this is that there's a door here. We've seen this in the loading mechanism, that if you don't load the cannon, this door is closed. If you want to load the cannon, it opens, you take the cartridge, and it closes again to give the crew the security. Okay, alright, so we got some insights on the tanks of the Austrian military. Thanks a lot to Major Leopard.
Of course, I know about your patch wall.
Oh.
And it would be a great honor for us to be also on the patch wall. So here's my personal patch.
Thank you a lot.
Maybe it finds the way. And of course, it's traditional military. We've always got some presents.
Yeah.
And we've not only got a patch, but we have also got the proper one on the wooden shield.
Yeah.
So that's for you.
Thank you so much.
And last but not least, of course, that's also tradition at the Tank Battalion 14. A little
with the picture.
With the picture from today. And thanks that you were here. And I hope we will see you soon again.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ah, så där.